good evening, and welcome to another Late Night with Lynette. I'm Lynette Peterson, your host. Our Maggie moment has to do with our governor's cash cow, gambling. The New Hampshire House of Representatives killed Senate Bill 113, gambling. Again, thank you, House of Representatives. Our governor, what is she going to think of next? I can't believe she really thinks a casino is what our great state needs to get some fiscal responsibility. This is not going to bring jobs to New Hampshire. This is not going to bring millions of dollars into New Hampshire to boost our economy. Look at the problems that follow casinos wherever they are. Donald Trump is even pulling out of casinos. Hello, Governor, wake up. Why don't you think of something constructive to do? Something that's actually going to help the state of New Hampshire? Try passing right to work. That's a start. And now our second Hillary happening has to do with the Clinton Foundation's questionable finances. And calling them questionable is putting it mildly. I have a direct quote from the New York Post, and they write, "The Clinton Foundation's finances are so messy that the nation's most influential charity watchdog put it on its watch list of problematic nonprofits last month." The Clinton family's mega charity took in almost $140 million in 2013, but only spent $9 million in direct aid. Where's the rest of it? Folks, your wife's campaign is not a charity. And then going a little deeper into their foundation, their 2013 tax forms, they claim $30 million was spent on payroll, $8.7 million on rent. And I can believe that maybe if it was in New York. Believe this is in Arkansas. $9.2 million on conferences and meetings, and then again nearly $8.5 million on travel expenses. I want to travel with those folks. And then here's an employee, Eric Braverman. Turns out he is a good friend of Chelsea's. We all remember Chelsea Clinton. Well, he reported he made $275,000 in salary, benefits, and housing allowance for 5 months of employment. Not bad. And then, just a few months later, less than a year later, his salary was up to $395,000. Where can I find a job like that? Do the math. This doesn't add up. But again, we are talking the liberal left. We are talking Common Core standards. Figure it out yourself, folks. We do not need someone like this running our country. We do not need another spendthrifty liberal down in Washington, D.C. Tonight, my guests are the two youngest guests I've ever had on my show. I have a senior and a junior from Merrimack High School, Wesley Nodder and Riley Clark. Welcome, gentlemen, to my show.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You might recognize Wesley's last name. This is Representative Janine Nodder's son. They just came back from the trip of a lifetime, I would guess.
Yes, we did.
Now, 10 days trip, was it?
Yeah, it was about 10 days.
And where was your trip to?
Italy.
Italy. How many cities?
We flew into Milan. From Milan, we drove to Venice.
And Florence.
Then we went to Florence.
And Pisa.
And Pisa. Then we went to Assisi. And from Assisi to Rome. From Rome to...
Pompeii.
Well, from Rome to the Vatican.
Oh, yeah.
Then we drove to
Okay.
Pompeii. Then went to Sorrento. And we finished up in Capri. Then drove back to Rome.
Wow. You covered everything but Sicily, it seems.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Wow. Now that must have... Now, this was during spring break. Was it just Merrimack High School?
Well, for our group, it was just
Yep.
Merrimack, but there's other tour groups that went from New Hampshire. I actually ran into someone I'm going to college with next year.
Nice.
Never met him before. I saw his backpack. I was like, hey, you going there? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. It's from where?
Oh, cool.
We also saw groups from Hollis and John Stark.
Yeah.
Other places, southern New Hampshire.
Awesome. Oh, very good. Now, was it a direct flight into
Well,
into
we
Italy?
landed in Heathrow, had about a 3-hour layover, which was good because the TSA in Heathrow or London is worse than the one here.
Pretty strict.
Yeah.
Really?
Several kids going there had to get their bags searched, and it took almost 2 hours.
Mm.
So the
Wow.
lines were really long.
That's insane. Wow. Yeah, I can remember flying to Turkey on one of my trips. They held up a backpack and TSA screamed that someone had to come search the backpack. It was a Dora the Explorer backpack. This poor little kid started crying. TSA was going nuts looking through her backpack. I mean, what could a little kid have in her backpack?
Seriously.
So now, of all your cities, what would have been your favorite city? Riley, I'll ask you first.
My favorite is Rome by far.
Yeah, why is
I loved
that?
Rome. Well, I love history, and in Rome you go from the Colosseum, which is BC years, up to the Vatican, which is going on now. So it's the entire spectrum of history all in one city, and we did that all in one day, and
Wow.
it was fantastic for me.
Now, what was it like walking through the Colosseum?
Well, I personally love the Colosseum. I've
Yeah.
done projects on it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So when I got there, it was awesome for me. Wes got a picture of me hugging the wall because it was an amazing experience. And just being in there, it's huge and so historic. It was great.
Oh, yeah, dating back BC. I had never been to anything BC until I went to Turkey and Azerbaijan. We got to tour the town of Ephesus, which dates back this was 134 AD, but then we went to a place in Ankara, and the museum dated 12 BC. The most recent was 5 BC.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, what did you actually get to go in the Colosseum?
Yeah, we took
Yeah.
a tour through it. It was
Wow.
an hour-long tour. They were telling us all about it. We got to take pictures.
Nice. And what was your favorite city?
Florence.
Florence. And why Florence?
Well, besides the fact that it's beautiful, Brunelleschi's Dome. When we first learned about Brunelleschi's Dome, it's in 10th grade. So it's the world's largest freestanding brick dome in existence. It was designed by a genius named Brunelleschi. He was commissioned by the Medici family, who were they were just rich people for a while, but they became so rich they made themselves dukes of Florence. And so they commissioned Brunelleschi to finish building this massive church, because the person who started building the church in the first place made a really big mistake. Building the church so big they didn't know how to finish it. So it sat for 50 years with a hole in the ceiling.
Nice.
And besides the dome, the church itself is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Green marble and white marble patterns everywhere. There's not a lot of stuff inside the church, but that's all right. The outside's really amazing. Climbing up to the top was
It's a trek.
it was a trek.
Yeah. You know, does it blow your mind what they could do back then without heavy machinery
Yeah, I
and
feel like
equipment?
they're definitely smarter than we are now.
Oh yeah, yeah. When we toured Ephesus, like I said, it dated back 134 AD. They had hot running water and flush toilets. My grandparents had outhouses. I mean, and back then they had, and we think we're so smart nowadays, and they had hot running water.
Their
Yeah.
only downfall was using lead.
True.
Yeah.
They all went crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now the Vatican. What'd you think of the Vatican?
Wow.
The Sistine Chapel. There's actually 2 girls on our trip. They're like, wow, the Sistine Chapel was not as cool as I thought it was going to be. You know, seeing pictures of it was way better.
No,
And it's
no.
like, how can you possibly say that? You walk in and your jaw hits the floor, because it's honestly one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen in your life.
When we walked into the Sistine Chapel, I just stood there and looked up at the ceiling. I just couldn't move, and they have security guards there that just yell at you to keep moving. So I was like, oh, I gotta keep moving. But it's amazing. What you see in pictures just is nothing compared to what you see in real life.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I heard one of my friends went in and said she had chills right up to her spine, and that the hair on her neck was standing on end.
And it's not even just the painting itself that gives you chills. It's thinking about one man up on his back, 60, 70 feet in the air
For 40 years.
for 4 years painting this masterpiece.
Yeah,
It boggles my mind.
I bet. Now, you said you went to Venice. What'd you think of Venice?
You can go first.
My first impression was we took a water taxi to get there because it's all canals, and from the outside it's all pretty, but when we actually got into the city, it's kind of run down. I felt like, and I could tell it used to be a pretty city, and it can be from certain times, but everything's sinking in into the canals and the marsh, and I just felt like it was kind of like run down and old. Like there's still so much history, and I appreciate that, but it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Venice hasn't been a powerful city since the Renaissance.
Right.
So since then, it's been in a downward spiral. There's only a few hundred. Venice, their main export is Milano glass, or Glassart actually bought 2 really beautiful glasses, and they're combined with 24 karat gold, and it gives it a lot of strength. You can throw them on the ground, they won't break or crack. So there's only a few hundred of those artists left in Venice. Their economy's shrinking, their buildings are kind of falling apart.
And shrinking.
Yeah. But it was still really cool. We had a gondola ride through the city.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
I bet.
Our gondola driver, boat captain, didn't sing to us. Shame.
We sang though.
We sang.
Yeah. Oh, very good. In Italian, I hope?
Not exactly.
No. We won't get into what you're saying then. Now, you went to Pompeii as well, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Now, I can't even imagine what it'd be like walking through Pompeii, knowing everyone in that city died.
It's seriously, it's crazy to think about. When you go there, like you've always heard about Pompeii, but when you're actually there, it's massive. It goes on for what they say, like 200 acres.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that big.
It's huge, and they've only uncovered 1/8 of it, maybe.
Yeah,
I think that's what they said. And they've been digging there since the 1700s, and they've only dug up about 1/8.
Now, did they tell you how many people were killed there?
They don't know.
They don't know.
It's
They have no
not a
idea.
number.
Yeah, I can't imagine just having the whole city wiped out by lava. Yeah.
The whole experience with Pompeii is pretty cool because you go there and you hear about all the history, and they still have everything reserved. But then also there's so much beauty around Pompeii. Like you see Mount Vesuvius, the volcano that destroyed it, in the distance. It is just beautiful, and there's mountains surrounding it. And so Pompeii is beautiful in that it's so historic, and also the landscape is just great.
Yeah, the landscape, it's a little bit like New England. Northern New Hampshire, really. When you're out of the flat parts and you're in the mountains, I can't remember the name of the mountain range, but it's the one that goes through Italy. And you see all the mountains in the background. You're driving through these really long tunnels through the mountains. It's like a really cool experience.
Now, what'd you think of the food over there?
It was great.
Yeah.
A little disappointed. I actually lost weight, but I don't understand because every night we had 2, maybe 3 plates of some sort of pasta.
Yeah.
And then they'd come out and they'd give you a plate of meat, and then they'd come out and give you dessert. And all the while you're eating bread and salad, and that's just dinner.
And we had snacks the whole day.
Yeah, we had
too.
snacks all day. We had
Some kind of pizza.
a
or something
whole
for lunch.
pizza to ourselves every single day for lunch. And I don't normally eat breakfast, but we ate breakfast every day too, and somehow we still lost weight. So that just kind of says something about the quality of their food versus ours. Ours is greasy and
I could go off about our food, but I'm not going to.
yeah, a lot of corn in our food.
Yeah. Now, I see you have a prop out here of a Dunkin' Donuts cup. Did you not like Italian coffee?
I can't say on TV what it tastes like, but it's very, very bitter.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sweeten coffee over there.
No.
There's no cream in the entire country, so I hope you like milk if you go to Italy.
Yeah. And the cups they're a little itty bitty cups, and they fill them just a little bit, and it's
Yeah, even we went to a real restaurant to get coffee one time. It was kind of expensive, and just no, it doesn't compare to like a cheap Dunkin' Donuts cup here.
yeah.
Cheap is right. You gotta excuse me, I have allergies this time of year. Now, when I was over in Italy, just for, we had a day trip. You get a big plate of pasta and an itty bitty little thing of sauce. Do they still do that?
No, it was pretty well covered. Must have been the place you went to.
Yeah, we were in northern Italy. We had to, if you wanted extra sauce, you had to pay for it. So every scoop of sauce cost money. And some of the kids on my trip weren't paying attention, and they just kept saying, "Oh, more sauce, more sauce." And the bill for their sauce alone was huge.
Yeah.
Now, I've noticed you have some other props here. Can you explain the hat, the beret?
I just kind of picked that up when we were in Sorrento, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
It was a CC.
it was a CC, yeah. It was raining really hard. I only brought one. I brought my rain jacket. It doesn't got a hood on it, so I was rocking my Boston Red Sox cap, of course.
There you go.
I was getting a little wet, so I was like, oh, I'll just buy a new hat. So I got that.
Very good. It's stylish.
Yeah.
Looks very European. Yeah. Now you're, I take it that's a selfie stick in the middle?
Selfie stick for the win.
And where did you get the selfie? Did you bring that over there or did you buy it?
I bought it first day in Venice off a street peddler. Those guys are everywhere,
I'm sure.
and they're more annoying than like a 12-year-old little brother. So,
We got off the bus, or we pulled into the parking lot in Pisa, and we were surrounded by 20, 30, 40 different of these peddlers selling selfie sticks, sunglasses, umbrellas. It's crazy.
yeah. So picture you're on The Walking Dead, but instead of zombies, it's people trying to sell you stuff.
They changed fast. One day it was sunny, and they were selling their selfie sticks and their artwork. And then it started raining, and within 5 minutes, they were all selling umbrellas. And I don't know where they got them all from, but
Now, can you barter with them or was it a set price?
yeah.
If you don't barter with them, you're dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
One person on our trip bought he got a really nice Italian sweatshirt, €10. Someone else didn't barter on them, spent 50.
Oh, my
Same
word.
sweatshirt.
They say a really high price at first,
Yeah.
and then all you have to do is say no, and they lower it by 70%.
Turkey was like that. I had a blast bartering in the Grand Bazaar. Did you get a good deal on your selfie stick?
That was right when we got there, so I paid €10 for it. I know other people that got the same one for about 8, but I know other people that bought the same one for 20. So
There you go. So you had a pretty good price. Nice. Now the thing hanging in front, is that a flag?
it's the Venetian flag.
And tell me about the Venetian flag.
You want to start?
Well, I don't really know what was going on, but we were in Venice, and all these people started coming into the square. Was it St. Mark's?
Yes,
St. Mark's Square. There was a cathedral right there. And they were waving these flags, and they started conjugating together and yelling libero, which is freedom in Italian. And apparently it was some kind of reenactment of something during World War II when they were protesting
Yeah, something
Hitler.
about the Nazis. I
Yeah.
don't know the whole history of it, but it kind of looked like a big protest. So I was like, oh, I'm all about protesting. So I went and found a nice flag, attached it to my nimble selfie stick, started flying it around and yelling protest and libero. And
Nice.
Yeah.
I had the same thing happen on a trip to Turkey. We ran into some riots and protests. So one state rep and I both went down with our legislative business cards, giving out our business cards. I actually got a souvenir flag from a rioter. We got too close to tear gas a couple times. That was bucket list item crossed off. Attend a riot. We had one guy charge at us with a big cinder block, but when he realized we weren't the police, he was okay. Just said no more pitches. So I just turned the flash off and took more pictures.
I was kind of disappointed it wasn't a protest. It was just a reenactment. That would have been a cool
Yeah.
experience in Italy.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Yeah, I mean,
saw-
first-hand knowledge of fun.
yeah,
We did get right in the middle of them, and they
yeah.
were yelling a lot, but it was a cool experience.
I bet. Yeah.
And during that time, that's when we first got the selfie stick, so we decided to try it out. So we would find groups of people, and I'd get on one side, he'd get on the other. We'd go in, I'd reach out, snap a picture, and then we'd just walk away like nothing happened.
Nice.
'Cause-
So you have all these new friends in your pitches.
Yeah. A couple people actually ran back after us and did it to us.
yeah.
Very good. And where's this book from? I can't see the front
It's
of it.
from Rome. What's cool about the book is it shows you what the monuments looked like then and what they look like now.
Oh, nice.
And they had a whole series of these kind of books about
Yep.
all the different places in Italy. It was kind of cool looking at them.
Cool. Now, was this your first trip overseas?
Oh, it's my third.
Okay, and where did you go before this?
I've been to England twice now.
Oh, wow. Now, have you been anywhere else?
I haven't been anywhere. I just got my passport this summer. the
Nice.
first time.
Now, comparing it to England, what'd you like better, Italy or England?
It's hard to compare the both of them because they're so different. One of the nice things about going to England is everybody speaks English. Italy, almost everyone speaks English, but you'll run into people who don't. But that's part of the fun because you're trying to talk to them and they have no idea what you're saying and you have no idea what they're saying. So there's this little old woman at the first hotel we stayed at the supermarket across the street. We're trying to buy pallets of water to last us the trip, and she's like, I don't remember what she was saying, but she kept pulling up coins. Or like, we don't have coins. Or handing her $20 euros or 20 euro notes, and she's freaking out because she
She's
doesn't
so
have
mad
money
at
in the
us.
cash register. So she has to get the other cashier to take money out of his drawer.
There was a lot of us buying water too.
Yeah, and we were
But
like,
none of us had coin euro at that point.
it was the
'cause
first
we just
day.
gotten there. Yeah, we hadn't even had an opportunity to buy anything in euro yet. So it was the first time actually buying anything, and this lady was freaking out because none of us spoke English and none of us had the money she was looking for.
Too funny. Now, comparing the food, Italian food or food in England?
Well, what I liked about my last England trip was, well, because London really is so diverse because they have people from all over the world. You live in London, you become a Londoner, really. So every night we'd have a different ethnic food. So we'd have one night really spicy curry, one night we'd have pasta, one night Indian food, one night Chinese or Japanese food. So that was a cool experience there. And of course, we ended that trip with fish and chips.
There you go. And newspaper, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of
and
course.
on the Italy trip, it's mostly, okay, here's some pasta. So tonight you're going to have spaghetti, and then you're going to have ravioli, and then after you eat your pasta, you get meat.
Now, what kind of meat?
So it depended. We got a couple different kinds. There was this one that was kind of like this really thinly sliced chicken, and it was with some kind of sauce, and I didn't mind it. Some people didn't like it, but we got it 3 or 4 times, and that was kind of disappointing because I wanted to get a spectrum of Italian food, but we got that at a few different restaurants, and we didn't get a choice. When we got free time during the day for lunch, but at dinner we had set meals, and so we couldn't like get anything else. So, oh well, it's still good.
Yeah. Now, on your free time, were you just allowed to just roam the streets of whatever
Yep.
city you were in? Yeah. And I bet that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
In
Florence.
Florence, yep, we actually had an hour free time, so we took a walk around the city, and we invented a new game.
Oh.
It's called the smart car game.
Smart car game.
Uh-huh.
Every time you see a smart car, you got to put up its windshield wipers.
Nice.
So all over Florence, Venice, Rome, not Pompeii, there's no
Pompeii.
cars there. We put up all the windshield wipers of every smart car.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, I also heard that there was another activity that was being done throughout. There was several pitches of a certain activity you two gentlemen were doing. Now, what was this?
Well, one day I randomly did a handstand in Venice, I think. So then me and Wes just started doing handstands in different places and having people take pictures of us.
And I was impressed. I saw one-armed handstands.
That was
Yeah.
our final one in
Finale
Rome.
in Rome.
Very good. I was impressed. I can say I cannot do one.
My favorite was probably we spent one night in Sorrento, which is on the Mediterranean Sea, and we went swimming. And first of all, the Mediterranean Sea is beautiful and it's awesome water.
Very salty, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got a picture of us doing a handstand in the Mediterranean, and that's a good experience.
That was fun. My other favorite one was the one in Assisi.
Yeah.
We actually ran up the mountain at Assisi, climbed up to the top of the castle, and did some handstands up there.
So
Nice. Now, was anyone else up there to get pictures of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Now, what did you think of the Mediterranean Sea? Was it warm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it was cold, but to me, going to Hampton every year,
Yeah.
it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. My mother lives in Florida, and when we go down at Christmas time, my family goes swimming, and everyone thinks we're nuts. Their winter water is colder than is still warmer than our summer water.
Yeah.
Our summer water is freezing compared to their winter water. I've swum in the Caspian Sea, no, never the Mediterranean Sea.
It's really rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beaches are all like pebbles and rocks, but it didn't bother me. I had a
I
phenomenal
bet.
time in the water.
I bet. Now you have another prop up there that looks like a Roman soldier's helmet.
Oh, yep. I got that for my brother Patrick. He's coming out in June, so he can get it then. I just wanted something cool. I wanted a full-sized one, but it was 150 euro. I got him down to 100, but I still didn't have enough. So
Yeah, that's a bit steep.
yeah.
Now, did they actually have spikes on the real helmet?
Yeah, probably. They had many different types of the helmets.
Yeah.
One you could buy looks like the one they have in the 300 movie, the Spartan helmet.
Yep.
They have a kind of bulldog looking one. Actually, I think this is the. Oh no, yeah, this is more like a bulldog looking.
Oh,
one,
right.
kinda.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Um,
So, trip of a lifetime or what?
Yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
by far.
Would you want to go back to Italy?
yeah,
I'd go back.
but not on my own. I would not want to go on my own.
No.
The lines are so long. We got through every single line by like cutting through because we were tour groups.
Oh,
So
nice.
if you go to Italy, go with a tour because you get everything so much better.
Yeah,
I bet. Yeah.
if it wasn't for our lovely adopted mother Claudia,
Claudia.
she would every day on the bus. Allora, hello, my little bambinos. Oh, my little
Wakey wakey.
wiki wiki here. Her babies.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Well, gentlemen, we've run out of time. Thank you so much. I feel like I've been to Italy
you.
now. God bless. Good night, and see you next time on Good Late Night with Lynette. Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.